Mona be pinned as the speaker, right?
Jose, would you share with us some of your experiences in the past couple
Yes,
weeks?
I'm gonna do that. That's next. It has been very useful for me because it keeps the information fresh, and it also it keeps uh, it has given me the boundaries of how far and how fast I myself can go, right? And it has given me the boundaries of not having expectations, but having like goal settings. I know some of you might work with expectations, some of you might not work with expectations, but in either way, I have those sets now. Or what is it that we're trying to accomplish, right? Um, in my case, I don't have any expectations. I've been practicing that because when I don't have any expectations, of course, I'm never gonna get disappointed. You know, it's always just shows up as whatever comes, I'll take and I roll with it. I just keep moving forward, right? However, this last 2 weeks, I had some amazing experiences. In one of them, I woke up in my desk uh, in 1985 in Guatemala City, and I decided, okay, this is good. You know, I'm in my desk and I'm about to meet my friends, uh, these German nationals, Martha Spiske and Günther Spiske. So I decided in that reality to erase all my other lives, including this one. I didn't want to come back to this life. And so I got married to Marta. I became a professor at the University of San Carlos in Guatemala. And then I told Marta, you know, I don't want to go back to uh, be the traveler and the ceremonial person that I was before. I'm just going to stay here. Can you erase my can you erase my memories? And she said, are you sure about that? And it got done, right? So I was living a good life. Uh, and one of those days, I was coming back home, and I went through the dark, one of the dark alleys by my home, by my house, and I heard these voices in the back, and it was these friends of mine. One of them is a Tibetan uh, monk, and he told me, Jose, this is it's time to go back. And so we had this argument. No, I don't want to go back. I'm good, you know. And like the well, there was yeah, it was Seth, the monk, and Catherine, this friend of mine who just came back from Glasgow in Scotland. She came and gave in some solutions for global warming from the Korean indigenous perspective. This is in actual 3D. But in that reality that I was living, she showed up and she was saying, we had things to do. You know, you gotta come back. But we know you, so we're not gonna be pressuring. So they left me this time machine that we had built in the future. This eight-sided device, and so I took it home and I just put it on my desk. You know? And Martha came and said, "What talk to me? What's going on?" So I told her about my encounter with Seth and Catherine, and then she said she kind of knew it that I was gonna leave already. Anyways, I was gonna go back to a different realm. So we had this married couple argument. I said, no, I didn't. Yes, you did. I knew you were gonna leave. No, it wasn't. You know, that kind of argument that maybe some of you already have had this argument. And then she said, can I see it? Is that machine? So I gave it to her, and then she actually knew how to work it, and she used it, and she poofed in front of my eyes. You know, So then I grabbed a machine and I knew I had a few seconds to either follow her or come back here to this particular realm. And so I decided to come back here. So I'm back. I'm here. Right. And at that time, Zoe actually opened the door in 3D. Zoe opened the door and she said something along the lines that, "Are you in the middle of something?" You know, and I was in a time traveling position, which is it's this just flat, you know, flat on my bed, just traveling. So I fully come back, and so I'm here. You know, there's work to do here. I'm not gonna ever gonna in any of those realms that I visit. I'm not gonna to think that I want to erase this life. I promise that to myself that I'm gonna stay here. Right? So that was one thing, and then the other one was I went to Tibet, and actually Chris and Alexandra met me there. I I went twice, or actually three times, and at the border of Tibet, there was I saw they call it a CENTCOM. There was collaborations of the Chinese and Russian government doing military exercises, and I can actually understand Russian for some reason, and I knew what they were saying. They were saying that it needed to act at the same time so they can through like a curve to the Western world, mainly United States and NATO. I guess the plan was to China take over Taiwan and Russia take over the Ukraine at the same time. So then the United States and the Western allies, we have to make a decision where how to set up the army. So it was looking really grim to have this massive takeover of two different countries by two very different powerful allies. And so my work there was trying to change those timelines. So I gathered spirits from the area and I asked them to change the timelines to talk to the leaders of those two countries and talk to the leaders of the trigger happy leaders who were in charge of the war machines in both in the Ukraine and around Taiwan. So that was that. That was exciting. At one point, some of the guards noticed me, you know, and they started shooting at me because they didn't know what they were looking at. It was really interesting to see bullets coming at me and just going right through me, you know, because I was the spirit. I was there, you know. So that was very exciting and very exhilarating and very uh, yeah, it was very cool. You know, I went back the next day, and but this time there was a whole lot of people waiting for me with different devices and different machines, and they tried to find out what I was or what was it what they were looking at. So after that, I said there's no point in going back there. So I went to Roatan. That's the island of the Atlantic coast in Honduras, and you know, I'm all cool, like I'm a pelican, all like really down to the ocean, and I'm thinking I'm gonna catch this fish before I go see because I really wanted to know what the pelicans do. How is it? What kind of navigation system they use to go at such a speed and then just dive and catch a fish? I want those skills, you know. So, so I'm the pelican, and then in my 3D mind, sitting in my bed, I was thinking once I get into the ocean, I'm gonna become immediately a water creature so I can breathe inside. So I jump into the ocean and then I became an octopus. I can see my arms, my 8 arms, and I'm thinking cool. But I'm thinking as soon as I was thinking I'm an octopus, I heard this crunch and more crunch and more crunch. A shark came and ate me. And it was excruciating. It was the feeling of dying it was very weird and different. Dying as an octopus with this sharp teeth just chewing on my arms, you know. And so I said, it's okay. Let's just get through it and get through it fast. And my spirit will become something else. So I became the shrimp, the mantis shrimp that I'm used to. So it was, I had I had a good time in Roatan, just refreshing my skills as a shrimp, harnessing and making super fast moves with the energy of the sun. They have the ability, I have the ability as a shrimp to see things in a 13 color prism. So very, you know, very vivid, very real, but it gave me that, the coming back from my alternative life as a professor at the university and married to Martha, gave me some insight in what is it that I need to do next as a human being in this next 6 days, which are the last 6 days of the old paradigm. It's a very interesting time that we're living in. This is the second day. You know, yesterday was the first day of the last 6 days of this half of the cycle of instability. So interesting stuff. So, but I want to share more on that as in the Facebook Live. So let me just do that really quick. Okay. All right. So welcome everyone. Those of you who are just joining us. Welcome everyone. Those of you who are just joining us. That's not cool. Okay. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. Still hear the echo, man. All right. So the arts of dreaming, bilocating, and remote viewing. This is a 260 days commitment for those of you who want to follow. It is a wake up at 4:40 a.m. in the morning. Drink your hot warm drink and visit 4 different 3 different locations around the world, then go back to sleep. So we're gonna go to the Red Rock Canyon in Nevada. That's on the 36th parallel north to 45 longitude. Copan is in the 14th parallel, and we also go in 89 latitude, and then we go to the Dogon tribes. The Dogon tribes is in the Dogon Plateau. It's called, there's a village called Banani, 14.5 parallel. Village called Banani, 14.5 parallel. Now, I'm gonna record this video for those of you who want to follow through. Send me an email or a text, and I will send you all 3 videos. All right, that was not the ideal thing, but now I can talk to you guys. Let me go back to gallery. Okay, so this is what's going to happen now. Okay, so for those of you who are new, please let me know that you hear me. Give me a thumbs up. Okay. So what happens is let me give you the parameters. What are we actually trying to accomplish here? Or what are we actually doing? The main memory that I want to recover together with all of you is having a strong free will. You guys use stronger free will? Yeah. I think it's important at this particular time and space. The discipline of having to wake up in the middle of the night and sleep deprivation, which I totally understand from Chris and Alexander. I guess I went through that those few days. Sleep deprivation is one of the key elements, actually, to be able to have less density in this realm. Sleep deprivation, and I don't like that name because I'm doing it by my own free will. And when I'm doing it by my own free will, it's not deprivation. It's just I'm staying awake whenever I want. I choose to stay awake whenever I want. You know, to the Western mind and some of the Eastern mind, the terms sleep deprivation is like they tell you this, so you have this negative connotation towards it, and then you don't want to do it because you think it's bad for you, right? So this is the kind of stuff that the parameters of what we're trying to accomplish with this 260 days of getting together, if you can stick around, is get stronger free will. This ongoing assignment, if you will, of visiting these different places around the world is for the purpose of increasing, yes, the free will, the strong free will, make you stronger, uh, building stronger shields, uh, electromagnetic shields that will help you be out in the outdoors, be out in the public eye without resonance coming from the universe affecting your physical body, your spiritual body, and your mind, but also rejecting any projections that you might be subjected to by the public. You know, when you're walking around with a strong magnetic field, with a strong light, you are gonna get some projections from people. When you carry the light, the torch, you're gonna attract some characters that are not very for your highest good, people and spirits, right? And so the idea of this 260 days is, yes, you get to be a lot more discerning in what you do. You get to remember how to have a stronger free will to do what you actually need to do, what you want to do. More protocol if you're into the discipline of doing things by the book, then this is the structure that we have. Waking up at 4:40 a.m. and following the 4 minutes, visiting the sacred sites, and then going back to sleep. It may sound simple, but it's actually extremely difficult to actually follow those simple three instructions. Wake wake up at 4:40, smile and be grateful, drink your hot water, go around the world really quick, and then go back to sleep. It really sounds simple, but it's not. I know it's not.
Jose, I have
Yes,
a question. I have a question. Is that okay?
go ahead. Yeah.
Well, how long do we do this remote viewing for before or after we wake up? How long is it usually?
It's 4 minutes.
Oh, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, because I practice Kundalini yoga at like usually the Amaranth Valley. Like usually I wake up at about 5 or 5:30. I don't wake up at 4 like Guru Jagat did, but or 3 o'clock or whatever she did. But so I can wake up at 4:40, wake up for 4 minutes and go around the world in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then sleep and then wake up for sadhana at like say for 5:30 or something.
Yeah. Yeah. That's about what I do.
Is that what you do? Okay, okay.
About what I do. I don't really do I don't really follow my own instructions.
Right.
But these are the very traditional way of doing the things.
Okay.
So what I've noticed through time is like when I follow to the teeth, I get the best experiences.
Right.
Is it my mind or is it logic? You know, I don't know. We're all different, you know. But yeah, this is the protocol.
Okay. Perfect.
I have tried, like Karen, I like to wake up on my own without being shocked by the alarms. So sometimes I do it at 2 a.m. Sometimes at 1 a.m., sometimes at 3. It varies. But when I do it at 4:40, that's when I had the best experiences. It's really interesting, you know.
And how do you just go into meditation, or do you invoke? Maybe I'll get more direction in the previous recordings, I guess.
Yes, yeah, and you will. And these are, I'm repeating what I already said in the previous recordings. These are it's very basic. You wake up, you smile, and you're grateful for the oxygen you're breathing. You drink your favorite hot drink.
Okay.
You know, someone recommended like have a thermos ready by the nightstand, and then you just wake up. You know, it gives you more time to remote view, and then travel to those locations in your mind. And this is where I highly appreciate what Chris said earlier. you haven't been there, but that's your mind telling you haven't been there. Because if you're here in this time and space in the year 2021, you have had at least 13 lifetimes in this planet.
Mm.
So we all have been in these different spaces that I am systematically bringing up to the table. Why? Because there's information that I feel we can all use, and we're like we're all cells of the same unit. I feel, and just by sharing this moment in time in each other's presence, there's all this goodness that come for all of us.
Yeah.
So going back to the protocol, after we do a little uh, tour of the world. Again, we're going, this time we're going to Banani, that's the village from the Dogon tribes. And we're going to Copan. And we're going to the Red Rock Canyon in Nevada. The new animals that I am putting on the table for you guys to explore if you want to do this is the lizard and the snake and the hummingbird. Those are like the very specific ones besides all the others that we already spoke. I feel actually we started with the eagle, the condor, the owl, the quetzal, and the hummingbird. That's what we started with. Then we added the bee, the butterfly, and the dragonfly. And then we went to the water creatures, any that you might want to become. But now we're adding the snake, or emphasizing the snake and the lizard, because we're going, I feel going to Africa in that specific area with a lot of crevices. Then we remember that the snake is the only being in this planet who can live in the air, in the earth, and in the sea. Air, earth, water. It's the only being in this planet that has the ability to do that. And then the lizard, of course, because we are weaving dreams. The lizard, in the traditional ways of the Mayan people, are the ones who are the best dream weavers, bringing dreams into reality, but also leaving dreams into other realities that are not good for you, like nightmares or bad dreams. That being the lizard will help us expand into our dreams, that aspect of what we're doing. Right? So another thing that we are accomplishing by doing this together or individual is the integration of information skills. We get better at it. We get better at discerning all this information that's being given. Integration and also dissemination of information, because you're here, because you are in agreement doing this with me on your free will, this information is yours. And what I'm saying to you, I can guarantee you, or all of you, that you might be hearing something very different that I'm not saying. And that's where the integration of information gets to be fun, because of your individual ways of coming up, becoming an adult with the different levels or different kinds of education and indoctrination that you have been subjected to. You might be hearing something completely different from what I'm actually trying to tell you, and that's okay, right? So discerning the information, integrating it, and after that, sharing it with others. That's really that's what we're trying to accomplish here. And of course, if some of you don't agree with the goals, we can always adapt to add something else that you might want to add to what I'm saying. So discerning information, integrating it, and sharing it. The other, I feel that's a very good skill that we are recovering the memories to practice in 3D by doing remote viewing, by locating and dreaming together, is uh, being able to make systematic choices, systematic decisions, but also split-second decisions on the go, on the fly. Had to switch from one thing to another. Had to fly in one pattern and then make a switch in a split-second decision, right? So these skills that we're practicing in these realms eventually become part of yourself where you can, you don't even have to think about it. In the 3D mind, you become better at making decisions, systematic decisions and last minute decisions, split second decisions that are always for the highest good. That's the key. Anyone can make split decisions and last minute decisions or systematic decisions, but they're not always for the highest good. When you're practicing this by locating and remote viewing and dreaming, you actually prepare yourself in a much better way to activate your 3D best shade of you. Because you don't have to go through wrong decisions in the 3D. You can actually make some of those wrong decisions in the spiritual world, or dream world, or remote view, and nothing happens to you in the 3D body. So you prepare yourself to just be a better decision making through this conversations that we're having. And then being able to go to alternative realities, you know, and live those, experience those in a world that is not your 3D. And then by living those alternative decisions, what would you like to be today? You know, what's your avatar in this new reality that you're creating? And then you don't have to bring it to the 3D if something goes wrong. But you, at the same time, you explore how good could it be if you will do this, or if you will do that, or what if you did that instead. You can have all these multi experiences and these multi realities, and then bring the best one to the now, the one we are sharing right here. Does that make sense to everyone so far? All right. And then the ultimate goal is really to make you, what I said in the beginning, have the stronger willpower and increase your magnetic fields for two things. When you increase your magnetic fields, you magnetize more of what is good for you. And you also have the resistance to repel any negative projections of you. So this is where the assignment becomes important. What is it that you think that is negative for you? What is it that you don't want in your life? And make a list of it. You know, and for every negative that you don't want, add the opposite. What's the best things that you want for your life? And as we become more magnetic, more with a stronger shield, then it just makes sense. The probabilities. I like mathematics, and the probabilities. I always use probabilities to in all my affairs, in all my teachings, in all my the ways of things that I do. I use probabilities. So the probabilities of us becoming more magnetic and more discerning, the ability to ingest information and integrate it and then disseminate it, sharing it, all of that's gonna make us a better 3D, 4D, or 5D, whatever you prefer, human being, making the absolute best decisions for us. Because when we do this, by default, people are gonna want to um, hear from you. What is it that you're doing that has brought you to this point in your life? So we all have different reasons why we want to do this. I'll give you my reason. I gave it to you again. I gave it to you before. My reason is because I know we are interstellar species. I know we're gonna go interplanetary within the next 50 years. And I know we're gonna go intergalactic. So these skills are profoundly useful for the next 100 years if you choose to live them, you know? So that is my why, but you can think about it and see what is your why. Why do you want to be here? Will you have your mind, body, and spirit open to this kind of information? There is a reason why, and you're the only one who knows why you're doing this. So that's all I have, but I can answer questions for you guys. I'm gonna keep recording because there might be some really key questions that you guys might have. Questions?
Yeah, I have a question. You talked about the parallels of the different locations, but you also mentioned, I believe, the latitudes. Does the latitude, longitude, and the parallels make a difference?
Yes, a good question. In this month of practices, I have only seen Alexandra twice and Chris once, and in the same location. I feel like the more we practice, we'll be able to um, go to a place at the same time and then share the experience together, because that's the next step, right? Where I can have a conversation with any of you and where you're here, and then you might remember, yeah, actually I was there. Maybe not, we didn't see exactly the same thing, but I have the feeling we were in the same space, right? So having the latitude and longitude also is a good skill that we can use to navigate our direction in life in general. And so getting used to use your internal guiding system, your personal guiding system, not GPS, but your
Here.
personal guidance system, PGS, I call it. So knowing latitude and longitude, remembering, because this is all information that is it's logically yours. You have this within you. At some point in time in this very lifetime, you have come across to have perfect direction. So by practicing this longitude and latitude and knowing where you are in any given moment in your life, that gives you more awareness. And that's something else that we can use at all the time. Be more aware of what we're doing, exactly what we're doing. So I recommend to study that whenever you have time. Had to know this way of knowing your direction, basically, knowing that geomancy of time, that geomancy of space. You guys probably don't know that, but I am a black hat Tibetan tantric master. What that makes me is I'm a feng shui consultant. I've been doing that since the 1980s. You know, so it's the art of placement, right? And to be able to do this, an effective way for the people, for uh, my friends or my clients, I have to know exactly where I am in space and time. With that comes the teaching of the calendars. Most of you guys know me as a Mayan timekeeper. Very few of you, or none of you, know me as a Tibetan black hat sect tantric feng shui master, which I combine those two. And lately, I've been adding the Sevaranda knowledge. That's my name given by the Kundalini knowledge. So those are my triangular way of the combination of all of it is that the feng shui mastery, uh, the Mayan timekeeper, and the Kundalini practitioner. I'm just gonna say that. So all of that, every one of those disciplines give you direction, to give you tools and ways of how to increase your magnetic field and your shield. And so latitude and longitude is important, knowing your east and your west and your north and your south, and what aspect of your life belongs in each one of those directions. All of that comes with time. At the end of 260 days, you guys will know as much as I do in those three aspects, and you are able to evolve it more because the information I give you is for you to expand on it if you wish, right? So yes, latitude and longitude is important to be part of your knowing, deep knowing, know where you are, where you came from and where you're going. All of that comes through knowing your directions, which way you're going.
Thank you.
What else? Susan, what do you think? Are you gonna stick around?
Hi. I think so. I think I want to try. I think I want to do this. I for I think that the day that I wrote you, I just I felt you kind of like in my presence and my awareness for that week. And I'm not sure how long you've been doing this for, but the minute that I sent you like that message, I instantly felt like this activation. Like it was like this an awakening. Like it almost like brought me to tears, to be honest. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure why, but I respect and trust that when sensation moves through me, and it was around, Christmas and all, there was a lot of like, I was picking up on, there are people going through heavy stuff. And so, like I'm a registered nurse by trade, but I'm also an energy healer, Kundalini practitioner. And, I study all these healing arts. And I think that a word kind of came to me this week. And I trust kind of words as messengers. And the word that came was expansion and expansion. So like one of the last things you said was like expanding. And I felt like, okay, this is what wants to move through me right now. So, it's exciting. I think it's great. I think that it came into my awareness for a good reason. So, I just felt like, I feel like, I think that I'm like, oh, I'm trying to digest this all. But so the three places that we go to, is that in the remote viewing, with the intention of knowing where I'm going, I'm just going to trust that I'm going to move in those places, go to those places, and do we just go there with the intention of gathering information, or like what is the intent? Like how do you decide which places we go to and for what reason?
Yeah, I think that is part of the why you want to go there. It's personal.
Okay.
To me, it's about keeping my skills fresh and be able to share my experiences. Since I am the one offering this information, I don't really expect anyone to go to the central command between Russia and China. you know,
Okay.
I'll do that. Yeah, but that's the type of things that you can do. That this is the type
Okay.
of experience that you can have. I don't recommend being crushed by a shark in the Atlantic Ocean because you went too
I
fast.
hope not.
But I'll do that, and then that serves as a reference also for all of you, that parameters of how to do it.
Yeah.
Because these are like the unspoken codes, the unspoken teachings are actually being shared by the stories of what we're doing.
Right. Okay. So it's kind of like an activation of sorts. Like you might not know exactly, but there's like an activation, maybe a new intelligence or an experience, kind of like people with all their experiences. It's all different, and for their why.
Yeah, and then what we're doing is really we co-creating new realities.
Right.
Yeah, your reality,
which we need, right?
yeah, your realities, all of your realities have been exponentially expanded because of this conversation that we had today.
Right.
I feel my reality being expanding, everlasting, more and wider and wider and wider. And I hope that any given moment or at some point, this is also your experience, because this is, you guys are sticking around, and you are experiencing what you're experiencing, and that's gonna serve you one way or another, all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. So the 3 places was the River Canyon in Nevada. And then you said Banani. Is that in Africa?
Yeah. It's the Red Rock Canyon in Nevada.
Yeah.
Then there's Banani. Banani is a little village and the Dogon tribes in Mali in Africa.
Mali with an M?
Yeah, Mali.
Okay,
Mali.
Mali.
Yeah, and then Copan is right at the border of Guatemala and Honduras. It's a wide area of it's a pyramid complex with a lot of
Copan. It's called Copan.
Copan, yeah. And like for Chris, for example, you study the Mayan calendar already. This is one of the 2 places where it's actually written in stone. So that would be a good place for you to go and explore.
Okay.
Because France,
So when we wake up at 4:40, we have or before then, just to prepare to have our tea, or have it in the thermos, but do we close our eyes and go there, or like what's your ritual with it? What's your
I don't close my eyes. I do like you know how they do it in Kundalini yoga, just looking at the tip of the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. So it's almost like just a little bit stretch and like a little bit cross-eyed almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's asking Alexandra, how's France?
Amazing.
I'm actually now in Switzerland.
Oh, you're in Switzerland
No,
now.
yeah, I was in France a few days ago. I'm in the mountains, which is beautiful, but it's just a very, very odd time. I mean, really, like you mentioned, actually, you're saying, okay, this is what did you say? It's the last, well, you said it's the last few days, obviously, before.
Yeah.
the new year as we know it, but you said something else.
Yeah.
And very unpredictable waters. Where actually it's so unpredictable, but yet so fascinating, at least in my own experience, where you can create new things every second, like sparks of fire. The energy is volatile like this, at least as I'm experiencing it right now. So it's really every second at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. The time we're in, really, I've been speaking about this for 9 lifetimes and more so since late 80s, about the last 6 days of the old paradigm, which is where we're at. When I say the old paradigm, is a lot of people did that as a mark in 2012, where the big cycle, 26,000 years ended. Yes, that, but then we began a 20-year period where we go across the center of the Milky Way, which is, for those who like astronomy, that will be Sagittarius A. It's a place where the stars are born, literally. And so these last 6 days of 2021, we are scheduled to be in the absolute middle of this black hole, because that's what it is. It's a very magnetic place where everything exists. And so this is the second day of the last days of the 26,000 years of darkness, right? So, uh, comes January 1st, I actually think it already started. We're already in the light since after the solstice. But the mathematics says that it was after January 1st that we enter where the Mayan people call the new Renaissance. It's a new rebirth, a new where if you compare it to the after the French Revolution and after the Dark Ages, where everything flourished, the arts, the literacy, the sciences, the medicines, the technology just will flourish more than ever. And that's the this is Suzanne thing. So these are the last 6 days of the paradigm that we're ending the dark. So when you think, what does that mean to you? Then yes, highly unstable 6 days, lots of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions and snowstorms everywhere and rain. I actually me and Zoe drove from Davis, California to Los Angeles yesterday. It was rain the whole time. 6.5 hours of rain. It's just incredible. We haven't had that much rain in a while. But Susanna, if you're there, the password to get into the Zoom is 441444. We're still there. And so these 6 days, we're on the second day of that. I don't really watch the regular news, but I do have sources in different parts of the world where I can access information about what's happening locally on the grounds. And yeah, it's not pretty. The world is going through some changes. But we are here in this bubble of beauty, and I like this life. I intend to stay in this life of just sharing information and having a good time with my brothers and sisters, and so this is, to me, things are gonna get even more interesting, more expanding a lot more in my life and what I do and how I can share and what I can share with people. So I'm excited for this new cycle, this next 26,000 years that we choose to live together and we want to. Suzanne, what do you think? Suzanne in Nevada.
I'm fascinated by this. I don't know if I'm confused or excited or what to think, honestly. I'm all new to this. Obviously, I had dreams and I want to explore more or understand more. I have a little bit of issue of commitment, though.
Don't we all? Yes.
I mean, I'm awake most of the time at that time, and I'm always looking like, why is it 4 o'clock or 4:40 or something like that? And it makes sense now, right? But when I have to do it consciously, I don't know. So last time you told me you can do it anytime, right? It doesn't have to be at that time, and you do it in different hours, so that might would work for me. Being an Aquarius mind, I can't do, traditions and follow up things, and but I will do my homework.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
A question on the location, right? The one we have here in Red Rock Canyon. Now, would that make difference if I go there, not 4:40 in the morning, but would that be any difference if you actually could go to the place?
Please do. You have the privilege to just walk through it. It'll take you 30 minutes to get to the little spring. There's one part of the canyon that has it looks like a long elongated skull, like an alien skull. It's really interesting. So that's where I hope you guys find on your own. So yeah, please do and share the experience, because that's the whole thing about doing this skills is I like to do things in full awareness. It's not like doing ayahuasca or mushrooms or any other kind of mind altering plants where you're not really in control. You're not. This is full awareness, eyes open if you choose to, changing timelines and paradigms and acquiring skills that can help you in your 3D. So yeah, walking on your own feet to those places, that'll be you're the privileged one that can download things or upload straight from the earth into your feet. All right. Anything else?
I have actually walked in Red Rock Canyon. I've been there twice there in Nevada when I was out visiting friends. So beautiful. I know that rock formation you're talking about. I think I have a picture of it somewhere.
Yeah.
It's 444 and then 1444.
Yeah, 44 14 44. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's Suzanne still trying to get in. She got confused with the timelines in Switzerland. All right. Do you guys have any other questions or any comments?
We will 444. What can we do for these next 6 days that will expand our ability to manifest what we want, or whatever these next 6 days are meant to do? What would be the best way to spend it?
You know that why it comes down to like the number one reason why people don't accomplish their mental projections of what they need or what they want or what they must have. I have documented this through space and time. I think the number one reason was the obstacle that you need to flip the switch is be able to receive, be okay to receive. Because a lot of people, most of us, for one reason or another, we're stuck in the guilt, shame, and resentment cycle where we think we owe people something and we don't. So we're always trying to do more. We're always trying to give more than what we receive. So in these days, in this universe that we're in right now, I think it's the most important part to manifest is be willing to receive what you want to manifest. Because people, it's not only the mental projection and the actions that you take to get what you need and what you want and what you must have, is the ability and the will to receive. That's why these skills are important, because it makes your free will stronger. You know, more certainty, less doubt, and be able to receive. And once you receive with it, whatever it is, what are you gonna do with it? You know, not get shocked and then lose it all, or give it all away again. The ability to receive. So what can we do as a collective, as individuals, to manifest what we need and what we want and what we must have, is the ability to receive. We need to be in full awareness that we're okay receiving, not just giving. And I hope that makes sense to all of you guys.
Good to hear it again. Thank you.
All right, so there is 2 more videos. This one will be ready in 2 days. I'll put it in the same link on YouTube. But they are in the private collection that I have. So please send me an email, and then I can attach the link to your email back. And this way, you can for sure get it and do whatever you want with it. Study it, share it if you want. You know, it's yours.
So the next gathering will be in 2 weeks at the
Every
same.
2 weeks, every 2 Sundays, we come together and we share experience, and we add more to well, has already been said. We welcome Suzanne. We have given the parameters of what is it that we want to accomplish here, is discerning, the ability to discern more information, integrate the information, and share the information. By participating in these conversations, we increase our ability to make systematic decisions, systematic decision-making protocols, and also split decisions and last-minute decision, and always for the highest good of all, ourselves and everything else. And then we're gonna go to Banani. That's a village in the Dogon Plateau in Mali, in Africa. We're gonna go to Copan in Central America. And we're gonna go to, I forgot where the other place was, Red Rock, Nevada. Red Rock, Nevada, the new archetypes that we can shape-shift into are the lizard, the snake, and the hummingbird. Highly recommended. And you guys are all gonna get the video. This will be the 3rd conversation. So you have 3 videos. If you choose to review them and watch them, just please make sure that you set a request to my email, and I will answer back individually. So other than that, we are finished for the day. But Suzanne just got here, so maybe, do you want to share something, Suzanne?